The debate over natural gas is heating up. This after an explosive New York Times report questioning the ability and cost of extracting gas deposits from underground shale formations. An industry, by the way, that happens to be booming. My next guest says that the report coincides to regulate yet another industry. I fell out my chair.
Well, I didn't necessarily fall out of my chair, especially with the anti-energy philosophy of the New York Times. I figured that this was going to be another swing and a miss for the paper, and it turned out that I was right on that one, and pretty much everyone else had the same conclusion. You know, using outdated emails, unnamed sources, old numbers, they use anything but facts to try to build this case of government collusion with business to try to make it seem as if we have more natural gas resources here than we actually do. The facts, unfortunately for the New York Times, actually say the exact opposite. They say that natural gas production is booming and it's here to stay.
You know, you say a swing and a miss. Yeah, this wasn't even a pitch. And this was a pitch from the pitcher to the first baseman. I mean, they were so far off the mark. These experts, who are the experts that they quoted in this article?
Well, that's the thing with the New York Times. Experts seem to be people who have the same completely out of the mainstream worldview that they do. For one example, a geologist that they quote is one of these peak oil, peak gas guys who's been out there for years trying to make his case that we're in an age of resource scarcity, which is the same case that the Obama administration has been trying to make since day one. And it's just not true. And again, the facts are contrary to those claims. Shale gas used to be 1% of our natural gas resources here at home. It's now 25%. It's booming. The EIA just came out with a new forecast saying that we have over 800 trillion cubic feet of this resource here at home. So the facts just don't coincide with the rhetoric.
Yeah, those numbers sound like energy independence and billions of dollars for Americans. You know, you look at North Dakota,
right.
Look at the unemployment rate in North Dakota. How can the president be so, you know, listen, you feel it, to your point, you feel it happening. You hear the grumbling at the EPA. You see the articles here and there about how bad fracking is and how it's going to mess up your drinking water. But how can they legitimately go after this industry, which in my mind could be a godsend?
Well, you would have to look at the philosophy of the Obama administration, which seems to be that affordable energy is not a good thing, and Americans need to be using less energy. Therefore, we need to boost the price of energy. Remember, Secretary Chu, before he was Secretary of Energy, was quoted saying that somehow we need to raise the price of gasoline to the levels in Europe. It's over $8 and $9 a gallon there. Now, Secretary of Interior Ken Salazar, when he was a senator from Colorado, said he opposed opening up energy exploration in the outer continental shelf, even if gas prices reached $10 per gallon. He's now in charge of the outer continental shelf. These are the men and women that President Obama has put in charge of our energy policy, and they have a very clear agenda, a very clear philosophy, and they're bringing their worldview into view here in Washington.
John, we've got a minute left, but what would you say to people who would support the president and saying, listen, he's going to release 30 million barrels of oil, you know, gasoline. How could he want prices to go higher?
Well, if you're looking for some political capital and for drivers over the 4th of July weekend not to be cursing you, you know, the president made a good decision. If he's looking at long-term economic viability for the United States and energy independence, or at least higher dependency on domestic energy production, the SPR is not where you're going to be looking. You look there for natural disasters and wars, not for political capital to be gained.
Oh, so in other words, the emergency supplies for emergencies. Thanks so much, John Mavretich. Really appreciate it, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Charles. Good to see you.